Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. I've blogged about this before, but people are in their emotions about this. People are very upset about this. And if there's one thing that should come out of this is Ingrid Thompson should be fired. Someone even used the word treason and she should be arrested. But as I said yesterday, all of the records should have been digitized, should have been on CDs, on the internet, within their systems. It should have been done. It should have been done. But also in the past, I've said that you're writing yourselves out of history. Barbadians are writing themselves out of history because they don't want to know their history and they are secretive. They're very secretive. So what are people going to know about you other than the walking up and the drinking Mount Gay and the cursing? You have that. You do have those things down packed, okay? So what are people going to know about you other than that side of you? What greatness is there about you? And like I said, because they're may be lacking in certain areas, you guys are not too keen on having your history survive into the future. You're not. Now, with this archival thing and everyone in their emotions, and they're saying that she was in the archives department for 35 plus years, and yeah, she was a god down there. 35 years, yeah, no one could tell her anything. So everyone has an opinion on this. This person is saying that a project was underway to digitize the National Archives, and some of those records miraculously vanished. So there's how people come up with their theories. They call them conspiracy theories or whatever you may call them. But people have a feeling about this, and some people are saying that it may have been deliberate. The fire could have been deliberate, not a lightning strike. But with Barbados having hurricanes and high winds, and you have a rainy season, and sometimes things could happen. You haven't had anything really bad recently, but you have had hurricanes pass over, and with even not thinking about a fire, a flood could have damaged records. And for those records not to have been in safe boxes and safe rooms, maybe underground facility, for those records not to have been protected, you got to get rid of Ingrid. And then this one shows up on television, she's all can't talk, can't put the words out her mouth, and this one behind her is grabbing her shoulder or trying to reassure her that all is going to be okay. All is not going to be okay. All is not going to be okay. You guys are writing yourselves out of history because you're too secretive. You're too secretive. You know about everyone, but you don't know about yourselves. You do not know about yourselves. You're ashamed of what happens behind closed doors. You are really ashamed of yourself because you know what you do. You know what you are. So I've always said that in the future, I've dreamt about Barbados, where it stands now, and people there speaking Russian. I've said that before, that I've always seen that it was a reoccurring dream that I've had, that the people in that particular spot there, where you call Barbados, they were speaking a different language. It was Russian. So you guys are really not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You have to be able to acknowledge what has happened to you. You have to acknowledge that you liked it. Yeah. You have to acknowledge that what happened to the ancestors and what was handed down to you, you liked it. And you went to England to live, and you took the titles of the English people, and when you become a lawyer, you wore that white wig on your head, darkly complected, and a white piece of cloth on your head. You have, admit it, you like it. You were comfortable in it, okay? And that is the rub. That is the rub, that you actually sat comfortably in slavery. How do you pass that knowledge on to other generations? Like, honestly, how do you pass it on honestly? And even with you eating pudding and sauce, and you having mother salad, and you still like being in the belly of ships. You go on there and you party on that. You still like being in the belly of ships. How do you actually admit that? Coherently, concisely. How do you actually say that and look into a room? Like maybe you're in an auditorium, and you could be a professor of history. And how do you keep your job? How would you keep your job if you were to stand on the podium and look the audience, the young people, in their faces and say, yeah, oh, we liked it. Yeah, we sat comfortably in it. Yeah, we were in love with our masters. Yes, we migrated to England to be closer, right underneath them. Yes, 10% black in England, 90% is the inmate population in England. You like it that way. You like it that way, okay? You like bringing kids into poverty. You have nothing, no bank account, no nothing, hardly know the guy, don't know the guy's last name, middle name, nothing. But you're going to duplicate yourself with him. You like it that way. You just have to go ahead and admit it. You love it that way. So how will you survive into the future? How are you going to survive into the future? They have to have fires. They have to set fires. Okay? They have to erase it one way or another, and then have people get into the paper pretending that they're choking up. Can't talk. All choked up. Can't talk. Yeah, you choke up on that. I understand what's going on, but you're gonna choke up on the facts, and the fact that you like being where you are. You like moving from slavery into the service. It was a lateral slide. You just slid right from slavery into hotel. It turned the plantations to hotels. So you slid from one situation right into the same situation, but you were wearing a uniform, or you were wearing high heels, you had a little lipstick, the guys had on a tie, and you feel good about it. You liked it. You liked it. You loved it. You loved it. You even took the Constitution. You even took their Constitution. And whereas in England, it was organic. Their Constitution was organic, and it changed, every now and again. You held on to those old Asian archaic ways of doing things. Sometimes when things happen in Barbados, you hear people saying, hang him, he should hang. You actually say those things. You actually still say things like that. So you love it, and you must admit it. You must admit it, especially when you bring kids into poverty to work as slaves, because that's what you're doing. You're actually providing the 5%ers with workers. You know what that is, right? And you know what that means, right? You love it. You love it. Don't be choked up like this woman here. Don't get all choked up. Don't get all choked up. You're not fooling anyone. You're not fooling anyone. The situation in Barbados, you love it so much that in the future, you're not going to be recognized. No one's going to know you. It's going to be taken over. It's going to be taken over. This is Sherry Veronica.